You wouldn't want to get in the way of the French food pack, eh?
My money's on Argentina.
Loser.
Hi, Steve.
You got a widescreen in your place?
No, bro, far from it.
I think the IV might be getting one installed. Thought I'd probably watch your games there.
Steve, wait.
Okay,
I just want to...
Oi. What is it with you two?
I've offended him.
Yeah, how can you offend Steve? He's Mr. Cruisy.
Yeah, well, I have, in a spectacular fashion.
How?
He gave me a lift home last night. I got spooked. Jumped out of his car, got to a cab. Now, I think he's dodgy.
Steve's not dodgy.
Yeah, I know that. I made a bad call. But what all of you guys have to understand, and some of you are a bit slow on the uptake, is that every woman in this building is scared witless. We're all wondering who's going to be next.
Fair enough.
And if someone makes an even slightly shonky move, then, well, everyone's...
What did Steve do?
It was more what he said.
Like...
Stuff about the serial killer.
So he's a bit fascinated.
Yeah, and that's creepy. He has to learn that when he's with a chick, he needs to shut up about it. It would help if the police would pull finger and find this maniac, and then we can all go back to normal. Meanwhile, what am I going to do about Steve?
Well, I reckon you explain it like you just did to me. He'll understand.
Yeah, well, he needs to stop and listen first.
Good morning, Shortland Street. How can I help? The surgical department? Yep, just one moment, please.
Extension 501.
I'm putting you through now. How was I?
Very professional.
Thank you.
Except here, when we answer the phone, we say kia ora.
How gorgeously PC. But maybe little ladies. Why not Atamarie or Morena? Or, just for a change, Talofa lava, malolele.
Kia ora will be just fine.
Right. What's next?
The mail. We do a mail run several times a day. Now, I'll get you to sort these into departments, go for a walk, and deliver them. You can introduce yourself as you go round.
Cool.
I need a doctor.
Yeah, I'll be with you in a moment.
No, now.
If you would like to see the triage nurse right there, she will help you. When someone presents with a sick baby, you do not say, wait a minute. You drop whatever you are doing and make sure that the triage nurse sees them. Patients come before everything else.
Gotcha. Hey, I've been thinking, what we need is a headset each.
Sorry.
For hands-free calls. I had one at my last job. They're really cool. You can just chat on the phone while you're doing the filing or whatever. And kind of a sexy look too. Ciao.
What? So the patient who just complained to me about you?
Mrs. Johnson.
Yeah, Mrs. Johnson.
What is she going on about? I told her I'd get her something to eat.
According to her, you said you'd do it when you had time. It's not her fault she was in radiology when the trolley went round. She's a diabetic.
I know she's diabetic, Maya. It wasn't like it was urgent.
No, it wasn't. But she was pretty upset by the time I got to her. It's not like we rushed off our feet. Trip to the cafe only takes a minute. Maybe apologise to her.
Or maybe you'd like to. Because, hey, that's all you need to do and everything's fine again, isn't it?
Hey, dude. Did you sort things out with Alice?
Huh?
The mix-up last night.
She told you?
Yeah, dude, she's real cut up about it, too. You haven't talked to her, have you? You need to, man. You need to hear her out. So what was it you said to her, anyway?
Me?
Well, something you said to her that put the wind up her. It's Alice, bro. She doesn't scare easily, so whatever it was, it must have been pretty crooked. Checks, right?
Here we go, ladies.
Peg,
Hey.
we heard what you did to Alice.
What's going on?
Steve. Thank you. Now, don't lose it, don't lend it, and wear it at all times.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you settling in?
Everything's perfect. I'm loving it. Your mother's a hoot.
Really?
Yeah, she's being such a dragon.
Oh, that doesn't sound like Mum.
No, she's just being all stern, so I know who's boss. But I know underneath it all, she is the sweetest, loveliest old thing, and we're going to be the best of mates. But I do have one complaint. The phone system is totally last century. Haven't you guys ever heard of headsets?
How weird.
No, not weird.
No, weird, because I've been thinking the exact same thing. They'd free you up so you wouldn't have to be tied to the desk.
Snap.
I'll look into it.
That consultant from Kuala Lumpur, has he called back?
No.
I'll call him. What's the code again?
0060.
Thank you. That was scary.
Hey, we're good.
Oh my goodness, this is getting scary, eh?
Alice, you poor thing. Have you told the police?
What?
You have to. It's terrible. What if it's him? What if it really is him?
What are we talking about?
Steve, attacking you.
What?
In the back of his car.
For God's sake, Steve did not attack me.
You don't have to cover for him. Everyone knows.
Did Joey tell you this?
No, Debbie did. She said she heard you got to ride home with him.
Okay,
And
I
that
want you to listen very, very closely. Steve did not attack me last night. He gave me a ride. That's all. End of story.
But Debbie said...
I don't care what Debbie said. She's wrong. Now, I want you to go and tell her and her mates what I just told you. And while you're at it, I want you to tell them that they're a pack of morons for even listening to such crap. Go!
Germs.
Is it a good idea you working in a hospital if you're so worried about germs?
Yeah, I'm loving it. Just not loving the idea of all those superbug thingies that breed like rabbits.
If there's an outbreak, it certainly doesn't get as far as here.
Well, maybe not yet, but they are getting more super by the day. It'd be so silly to catch some horrible lurgy just because you didn't keep your workstation clean. Which reminds me, I never saw any showers on my staff tour.
They're in the locker room, just off the staff room. Are you feeling the need?
No, I'm all right for now, thanks.
She says he didn't do anything. It's not what I heard. I heard he was coming on to her and she was terrified. Let's face it, Steve is definitely weird. I've told you about the time he was in our locker room. But naked. Why? Well, I didn't stop and ask. Did you report him? No. Mum told me he was okay and not to make a fuss. But right from the start, he's been shooting his mouth off about serial killings.
Yeah, I've forgotten that.
Brenda doesn't trust him. How do you know? Because Maria told me she went to the police about him after Meg died. You're joking.
What did I say, Shanti? Having fun, are we? It's fun, isn't it? Spreading lies. Total lies about people makes you feel really good.
We're not spreading lies, Alice.
I was there, Tanya. You weren't. I know what happened.
So what happened?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Well, that's not going to stop me from taking self-defense classes. If anyone tries anything on me...
Great idea. Kick all the men around here in the nuts, even the innocent ones. Because we really need more angry people.
If I want to be angry, I'll be angry. And believe me, I am getting better and better at it. Not too good for your baby, though. Well, there is no baby. And don't ask. No one say anything.
You haven't filled this in properly.
I'm right-handed.
Yeah, well, I can't send you through without a proper form. Can't you just do it with your other hand?
See, for real?
If you just take a seat, we'll be with you in a tick.
Oh, that grubby, dirty bandage.
Take this nice clean pen, go over there and sit with him and take down his details yourself. And keep his son amused while you're at it.
What?
He's got a little boy with him.
And I'm a childcare worker now? I'm not very good with kids.
You'll be dealing with a lot worse than kids in this job. We get all sorts. A little sympathy, a little sensitivity will go a long way.
I can do sensitive.
Good. There is a box full of kids' toys over there that will keep him happy. They're waiting. We don't keep patients waiting.
How many people have you told?
No. Steve must have mentioned it to someone.
Oh, yeah, to drop himself in it.
I didn't tell anyone, I swear.
If I find out you have, you...
No, man, no, you're getting hysterical like the rest of them. Steve is a mate of mine, okay? I've been running around all day trying to shut people up.
No, that's worked.
Hey, have you guys got any mail?
Yellow is for you. Or be nice to me and you can have your favourite colour.
That is classy.
Well, of course. Red is the emergency department, blue is for surgical, pink for radiology, and green for the nurses. And boring old beige. We'll just give beige to someone we don't like.
Works for me.
Am I missing something here?
Okay, so you know how the staff call by and then spend ages cluttering the place up while they hunt through for their mail? I mean, really, it takes forever. And do we need to listen to their life stories while they're at it? So now, they just rock on up, look in whatever folder, grab the mail, and they're out of our hair. Brill, eh?
Libby? Upstairs. The job is about people. Everyone here works so hard. They know they can stop by the desk for a chat or a whinge or a bit of a giggle and they'll be welcome. That is the whole point. And to say that they are cluttering up the place, words fail me.
Mum, it's just an idea to streamline the mail.
The mail is working perfectly well as it is. He's been on the job for 5 minutes and he's telling me how to run the show. Not to mention his fixation with hygiene. He'll be wanting a face mask next.
Look, just let him tweak a few things. Let him find his feet. He never minded when Claire moved things around.
Why are you sticking up for him?
I'm not.
You are.
We chose Gerald together, remember? He was the one we wanted.
Yes, and I think we got it wrong. And some support from you right now would be nice.
I'm hardly going to suggest kicking him out on his first day, am I? Look, he seems fine to me. He's funny. He's a bit over the top, but Claire wasn't exactly don't notice me, was she?
No.
He speaks very highly of you. Just give him the time to settle in. This time next week, you'll be thinking he's the best thing since sliced bread.
How did this happen?
I bumped it.
Oh, you need to be more careful. I'll have to replace it now.
I didn't do it on purpose.
There's no need to tell her off. I wasn't telling her off.
Talk about grumpy.
Will you excuse us a second, so we'll be right back.
Of course.
Tanya? Take the rest of the day off and go home.
I'm not going home.
You're not coping.
I'm fine.
You're not fine. You're being rude to patients and you're losing it all over the place. I heard what happened in ED.
You must be loving this. First you stuff up everything you possibly can in my personal life, and now you're starting on me at work.
It's a terrible time for you, but you can't go on like this. You know how you're behaving and it's not you.
Maybe it is.
Tanya.
Maybe I like behaving badly. Maybe this is the new me. The one that's not taking crap from people like I used to.
Tanya, stop this.
It's the way it is. Get used to it.
What do I do? She is so angry.
You can't keep ignoring me.
Well, that's what you wanted. I'm dangerous. I'm a pervert.
I did not say that. I never said those words. This whole thing has gotten way, way out of control.
I thought you were a straight-up chick. I thought we were mates.
We are.
You're right.
Steve, people are scared. We're seeing boogeymen where there aren't any. That's what happened last night. I got it wrong and I am so, so sorry. I'm doing everything I can to shut people up, I promise.
Yeah, but they're not shutting up, are they? You know what just happened to me? That big guy from the kitchen threatened to punch me out. Totally convinced I'm a serial killer, so thanks a bunch.
Where's Claire's photograph?
I put it in your bag.
I beg your pardon?
I put it in your handbag.
You went into my handbag?
I need to put the photo away.
And why did you feel you had to do that?
Clutter. I like a clean desk policy.
That photograph is no more than clutter, is it?
Hey, if it means that much,
And the sick people with their kids? And the staff who come over for a chat? They're just clutter too, are they?
It's not a crime to like things just a little tidier than they are around here, Yvonne.
You arrogant pig.
Mum?
Yvonne, can we calm this down?
You interviewed him. And you never noticed that he's an obnoxious prat with an obsessive-compulsive disorder and zero people skills. I know you're finding it difficult to keep your eye on the job, but honestly... Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry.
You're the doctor, but I say a tranquilizer or 3.
Shut up! It's your fault, you horrible, horrible little...
A successful IVF treatment marks the beginning of family life for the O'Callaghan's. It's the last in the current series of From Here to Maternity tonight at 8:30 on RT1.